Getting up in the morning is never easy, and that's why I'd like to show you how you can wake up naturally with the Philips wake-up light. Personally, I find it especially hard to wake up when it's still dark. I like it best to wake up by sunlight. Now, unfortunately, the weather or the season isn't always helpful, so that's why I've got the Philips wake-up light. It's inspired by nature's sunrise. By using a unique combination of light and sound, you can now really wake up in a more natural way. So, how does it work? Well, the light gradually increases within 30 minutes, from soft morning red through orange until your room is filled with bright yellow light. It perfectly mimics a real sunrise. Now, this stimulates your body to wake naturally, instead of getting that wake-up scare every morning. And it's not just the light that helps you wake up. At the set time, sound will play to ensure you are awake. As with the light, the sound also increases gradually within 1.5 minutes. So no more annoying buzzers. Choose a bird song or one of the other 4 natural sounds. How relaxing. And if you're into your music, you can also use the FM radio to wake up with your favorite radio show. If you like to snooze, that's not a problem. In fact, it's really easy. You just tap anywhere on the wake-up light and snooze mode is set. After 9 minutes, the sound will gently start to play again. Time to get up. Now, you can also use the wake-up light as a reading lamp. And as for getting to sleep, you get some help with that as well. The light and sound gradually dims, thanks to the sunset simulation. Now, when you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't want to be blinded by a bright display. That's why the display on the wake-up light adjusts itself depending on the light in the room. So when your bedroom is filled with light, the brightness increases. And when your bedroom is dark, the brightness dims. Pretty smart. So, you see, Philips wake-up light makes getting out of bed a lot easier.
Today we're taking a look at the Philips wake-up light with dusk feature. It's model number HF3471. It is almost identical to its brother, the HF3470, except that this one has a dusk feature, which is basically the opposite of the wake-up feature. You start with full illuminated light around bedtime, and it will slowly decrease in light until there's no light whatsoever. It helps you relax and naturally fall into a state where you would want to go to bed. So this is an official light therapy product of the National Sleep Foundation, and basically how it works is you have in the morning, over the course of 30 minutes, this is going to gradually get brighter and brighter and brighter as if the sun was coming up, and once it's reached the full light capacity that you specified it at, it's going to set off an alarm, and that can be either the radio or a set of nature sounds that are incorporated into the features here. So let's take a look at the menu. There it's blinking right now, that you can set up the time. Then there's the alarm. It's very straightforward. So this is the part where you can specify the sound that you want to wake up to. This is the birds chirping. Then you have a sound that's kind of similar to steel drums. Let's see. Kind of like steel drums and wind chimes. I'd almost say wind chimes, but then when you go, there's an actual sound that is very specific to wind chimes. And then the radio, which can be anything from talk radio to your favorite music station. Okay. So, and then here there's...
Now, this isn't something I'd normally ever review, but I'm quite impressed with this, so I thought it'd be worth doing a video on it. This is a Lumie body clock. Basically, I'm sure you've seen these advertised or whatever, or for sale. It's one of these alarm clocks where they gradually get brighter closer to the time the alarm's set to go off, rather than just beeping at you. And from what I've used of it so far, it actually wakes me up feeling a lot more awake than a normal alarm clock would work. Now, I haven't got a camera that can really time-lapse very well, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to demonstrate to you what would happen when you set the alarm clock, essentially. So I can turn the brightness on and off manually with the buttons. So what I'm going to do is sort of take you through it as it slowly lights up. So what you're seeing here, it'd be what it would do over the course of half an hour. So it gradually gets brighter and brighter. Till it gets to that brightness, which is as bright as it goes, which is actually very bright. I know it's harder to make that out on the camera, but in the actual room that would illuminate sort of half a decent sized room quite easily, and it's easily bright enough that when you're in bed and that comes on, it'll wake you up. There is also an alarm function on there if you needed it. So there's also a sunset function on this when you actually go to bed if you want to set that, where if you have the light on, it will gradually do the reverse of what I've just done there, where the light slowly turns itself off, getting dimmer and dimmer, which is apparently meant to encourage the brain to actually realise it's time to go to sleep. I haven't used that enough to work out if it makes me get to sleep faster, because I think often getting to sleep depends on how tired you actually are. But I can understand the logic that it works better than rather than just flicking a light out and wanting to go to sleep if you're in a room that gradually gets dimmer over the course of, 5 minutes to half an hour, depending on how bright you want it when it starts turning off. Your body understands it ought to be going to sleep soon. So that's the actual clock, and if there's interest in it, I'll do a video tutorial on how to set up, because I know a few people complained online that they were quite difficult to do, but it's really quite simple. But yeah, from what I've seen of this, it's really got me actually waking up a lot more alert in the mornings and probably developing a better sleeping pattern, because my shifts at work can be all over the place. Sometimes I'm not tired by 3 in the morning, but I can't ever seem to wake up by sort of 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the actual afternoon. So that's the Lumie Body Clock 30, Starter 30, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. They're not the cheapest things, they're about 50 quid. There are other brands that do things like this for about 30 quid, and I know Philips do them for about 50 to 100 quid as well on the price range, but from what I've used of this, it is really good, so I highly recommend it.
Hi, I'm Dan Adams, Senior Application Scientist for Philips. Most adults say that they struggle to wake up in the morning, and this is their most difficult time of day. When you think about it, how do we expect our bodies to wake up simply by flipping on a light switch or hearing the of an alarm clock? The more we learn about light, the more we realize that our bodies rely on natural processes of light, like sunrise and morning light. For example, sunrise gradually alerts our bodies to wake up naturally and effortlessly. This is why we developed the wake-up light. Over a 30-minute period of time, the wake-up light gradually goes from dim to bright, and it falls on your closed eyelids, which signals the brain to transition from sleep to alertness without waking you up prematurely. So at the end of this sunrise, you wake up in a well-lit room, feeling alert, refreshed, and ready to start the day. The nature sounds with the light also ensure that you will wake up at the end of the sunrise. The wake-up light helps us to transition between sleep and wakefulness, and it also reduces the groggy, sleepy feeling that we have when we have to get up with an alarm clock. We've worked together with leading scientists to create the right intensity of light and the most natural wake-up curve, and it follows a very, very smooth curve like this. Only by using the right intensity curve and the right light intensity can we really create a natural wake-up process. The wake-up light really works and wakes you up naturally, more naturally than any other method. The dawn simulation again helps us to transition between that sleep and wakefulness for a fresh start on the day. But our bodies also don't fall asleep. just by flipping off a light switch. And this is why we've also believed that dusk simulation is essential, and we've added it to our dawn simulation as an additional benefit. Let me show you how this works. Dusk simulation does the opposite of dawn simulation. So over a 30-minute period of time, the gradually dimming light tells your body that it's time to prepare for sleep. By the time the light has faded to dark, we are more relaxed and we're in the mood for sleep, just like nature intended.